This video is part 2 in a series of videos that show how to use the new Revit data exchange ability in direct design software. In part 1 we saw how to work with the Revit add-in within Revit and export data into direct design. Now here in part 2 we're going to learn how to take that data and all the walls that came out of there and choose specifically which walls we want to be in our structural masonry direct design model. So let's take a look at where we left off here in the first video, and we had just gotten into the Revit 2 direct design import environment, and now we're looking at all the walls that came in from that Revit model. This is a warehouse model, and it's masonry just around the perimeter. So we can see here a whole bunch of walls. We want these ones around the perimeter, and right now we've got some extra walls in here as well, and all of them are showing in red, which means that as things are right now, they will not import. And if you're curious why they won't import, we can look here at this invalid walls list, and for each one of these it gives a reason. So I can click through this, and there's a reason code here. You can jump over to the help view and scroll down, and it gives a better description of what all these reasons mean. But for this video we're going to focus on moving forward and taking the steps to get these walls brought in. The first step always is to do a filter by wall types. If we go to the second tab here in this view, we've got a list here of all the wall types that were found in the Revit model. Walls in Revit are associated with a type, and so this is a concise list of all the ones in this particular Revit model. And we can go through these and judge which ones we think are going to be associated with the structural masonry walls we want, and check the box next to those types. So if I read through here, here's kind of an easy one to pick out. It says exterior masonry. We got a couple here that are concrete. We don't want those. Several that are marked interior. We don't want those. This top one here says exterior CMU, but it's 6-inch, and I am going to guess that with this model that's not the main structural walls we want. If you're very familiar with the model, of course you would know, and we can do a little trial and error though and just jump back to the main view and see what this has given us. And I can see here that by checking that box it filtered out every wall that's not part of that type, and this has given us just what we want. The only walls remaining are these perimeter walls, and so we have completed the filtering step and we can move forward. Despite this, these walls are all still red, which means they won't come in. If I come over to my list here and look at the reason, it says they don't run full height. One of the rules of direct design is that a wall has to connect to every story up and down the building. So for example, if this was a 4-story building, the wall would have to connect to all 4 stories. This is not a 4-story building, so let's take a look at this view here in the bottom right and try and figure out what's going on. This shows all of the levels that were brought in from Revit and the current stories that are defined based on those levels. Now the import process essentially has to guess at what the stories are. It can find levels in Revit, but it can't automatically know what kinds of which stories we want to define as spanning between those levels. And its guess is usually wrong, and so we've got some tools to deal with that. In this case, I can see there's a level here at 13 foot 4 inches that we don't want in our model. It's splitting what should be 1 story into 2 stories. And as it turns out, in this warehouse, this is a mezzanine level, and we're going to have to do something to correct the story definition. Fortunately, we have several commands in here to deal with things like this, and the one we're going to use in this case is a command to define a story height from a particular selected wall. So if I come in here in this list and select a wall, you can see here from the additional information in the list that it's 25 foot 4 inches high, which is exactly what we want for the story definition. So now I can come up here and click on one of these commands, and you can see now things have changed. All of a sudden down here in the bottom right pane here we have our single story defined the way we want it. You can see all these walls have jumped from the invalid list up to the valid wall list, and everything here is shown in green. The walls themselves are green, and the rectangular region inside them is shaded green, which means that that will get imported into Direct Design as a building section. Now, in this case, we only needed this one command in order to get things shaped up for import. There are some other commands here that you might use for different structures. If you jump to the help view here, again, it has information on how to use those various commands. But for this building, we are good to go, and the next step would be to click the import button and move forward, and that will be handled in a subsequent video.